everyone. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. So, today I am doing a react to Foodie Beauty's live stream called Hala Sausage. So, today has been quite the day on YouTube. It seems like YouTube has been having some issues. I think maybe they're adding some new features, and those new features are causing quite the clash with programs such as StreamYards and Streamlabs because quite a few streamers have had some issues with their live streams, uh, more than just one person. And one of the people that had issues this morning was my good friend, Erie Pepperoni. Poor Erie. She came online and I did a panel with her on her channel, and StreamYard was just being a bit of a butt. It really was. It was being a butthead, and poor Erie had to deal with that. And it was a lot of fun, but still, StreamYard was being a jerk. So, this live stream from Foodie, the Hala sausage one, Erie was live, and obviously Chantal was lurking, watching Erie because Chantal made a point to do like a little pizza thing with pepperoni, kind of like spoofing on my friend Erie. Tell me you watch Erie without telling me you watch Erie, Chantal. So in this live stream, what does Foodie talk about? Well, she talks about how she and Pete are going to be moving in about a month, and also talking about rehoming the cats and a few other things. So I want to sit in and give my thoughts and have you guys join me. So let me just go ahead, share the screen so you guys can see and hear everything. Okay, so there's the live stream. Right now we're in the comments section because you know what? Screw what Chantal has to say for the moment. I want to hear from the people. I want to hear from her own viewers and people that just have something to say about Foodie. Abigail says, when you adopt cats or any other pet, it is a commitment for as long as their natural life is. Everyone has life changes and a sacrifice for their pets. There has been a time for everyone where it would be easier to not have their pets. That's where the sacrifice part comes in. This says a lot about the kind of person you are. So, here are my thoughts. Once upon a time, Foodie used her pets, her cats, as deflection when she didn't want to talk about something, or deflection from a situation that she did not want to address, but also she used her pets as a way to draw in pet parents to her audience by coming off as being a very caring, loving cat mama. Oh, look, I'm a cat mama. Look, here are my cats. She used them essentially as living props. But then over the course of time, the cats being what they are, they were not getting as much attention for her or money as she would have liked. So she moved on. She moved on from her pets to using men as things to make money with and to get attention. She moved on to Natter, and now she's moved on to Sala. And the cats, unfortunately, they are just unused, unwanted props that she's trying to figure out, how do I dispose of these props and my audience not come after me for it? How do I do this and not receive backlash or very little? So what she's doing now is she's trying to spin this angle of, I'm doing what's best for them. Chantal, you should have rehomed the cats ages ago, back when you and Natter were seeing each other. Because truly, that's when you started to move away from them. That's when you started to care less for them. It was all the way back when you were heavily involved with Natter. Like this whole year plus that you've had them, they could have been somewhere else getting adjusted, being well cared for. You should have done it then. But you know what? You are an evil, neglectful, self absorbed, selfish woman. But I hope that you do one shred of good and you give them to someone that will give them a great rest of their lives. I hope that you don't automatically assume you have to put BBJ down. I hope that euthanasia is definitely a last resort thought. I hope that you give BBJ to someone that they will think of euthanasia as a last resort option. And they will research everything they can do to make her comfortable, to make her happy, to make her healthy. I'm sure she's got plenty of life and spirit left in her. And, you've done a lot to her, and she's still here. She's obviously a fighter. Let her keep on fighting. But if you're rehoming the cats, if you have to tell yourself and the audience this is what's best for them, and if that means a better home for them, I'm all for it. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. So I hope that happens. Shevin says you would change who you are for a man, but never yourself. You would drop your best friend for a man. You would cut off your family for a man, and you'll give away your cats for a man. Yeah, this really ridiculous part, Shevin. It's usually for guys that don't care about her, that really want nothing to do with her. They are not madly in love with Chantal. They're using her for her money. How ridiculous is it? How sad is it that Foodie is over there saying she wants someone to love her? And she already has something. She actually has two things that love her very much. She has Sam and BBJ. Her cats love her unconditionally. They really, really do. So give away that which loves you unconditionally, accepts you at your worst. Toss that into the garbage and instead run after guys that want nothing to do with you and just look at you as a paycheck and a purse. That's the Foodie way of thinking. Aaron says, I feel bad for the cats. Think about how much they loved you. You were their world. Well, she was their world, but they were never hers. And if that's the way of it, if that's how things are, then she shouldn't have them. And all hatred aside, Foodie, all ugly words aside, I hope that you do right by them. If you want to go run off and go be with Sala or Natter or whoever it is you want to be with, I hope that if you do one good thing in your life, just one good thing, that this is going to be it. That you take care of them. You do right by them. They have done no wrong to you. They're innocent in this. Forget your hatred of people on the internet. Just do right by them. Nog Dude says, I'm not fit to take care of them the way I wanted to. Translated from BS to English means I can no longer use them for content and money the way I wanted to. Nope. Nope, she sure can. And I'm going to say something harsh but true. I think one of the main reasons, besides being petty and selfish, that Foodie has never given away her cats, especially BBJ, is she knows that level of neglect that she's guilty of with BBJ, and she doesn't want that exposed. Because whoever gets BBJ, one of the first things they're going to have to do is take her to the vet, correct? To get her checked out. And she is scared that if somebody does that, the vet's going to give a whole laundry list of things that are wrong. And that person can get online and go, yeah, I took BBJ and I just took her to the vet. And here's everything that's wrong with her, and then it's going to mean backlash for Chantal. And Chantal would rather BBJ pass away and all of her dirty secrets pass away with her than all of that neglect to be exposed by somebody. Just Me says, trying to get BBJ away when she obviously has health issues, and you did say you would take her to the vet, is very irresponsible. She's lost weight and looking very unhealthy. Better off maybe getting her put down the way she's looking. You know what, Just Me? I don't know what all is wrong with BBJ. The vet said almost a year ago that she needs oral surgery, which means she's probably got some very bad teeth, which would explain why she's not eating much. That and the fact that BBJ in the past has had her claws growing into her foot pads. And I'm wondering if those are the only two issues, if those issues were fixed, if she would start to gain weight again. If she were taken to a cleaner environment and given proper medication, would her health improve? I don't think euthanasia should be considered right away. I think, given everything that BBJ's been through, that just as she has fought to stay alive, I think whoever gets her, they should fight for her too. You know, euthanasia should be just a last resort. What else can be done? Could it medication, surgery? What needs to be done? Can she at least be made comfortable? You know, Chantal's not even trying. She's not even looking into it. But I hope that if somebody gets BBJ, they will give her a fighting chance, because Chantal really isn't trying. 44 minutes ago says, I'm going to miss Chantal streaming from that cozy and beautiful villa. I only wish they would clean it now and then. He's coming out of nowhere to make a comment or sober her up. The cats making an appearance wherever they were bored and wanted attention. The late night drives, the mukbangs, the jokes, the commentary of Foodie Beauty, the fun, her stories, which 90% of the time were made up but totally enjoyable. The crazy things happening all the time. But it is for her best, and she wants to live a better life next to her husband and in a place where she says she is happier. Everyone should respect that and stop complaining. At the end, how Chantal chooses to live her life is nobody's business. Well, you're right. Chantal can live her life any way she wants to. Absolutely. Agreed. But as far as you missing the old Chantal and how things used to be, keep in mind, she just spent over $10,000 on solace. She could have used that to pay the villa rent and get herself together, but no, she spent it on a man. So if you are feeling a sense of sad nostalgia about what the changes are coming and what's going to happen, you know, Chantal could have taken that 10 grand and paid the rent and stayed there and all that, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to. As far as her living a better life, and this is just my opinion, I think her wanting to go to Kuwait to be with Salah, it's one part she doesn't want to let go of her boy toy, and another part she has made a mess of her life in Canada, and she's desperately trying to run from it. So she wants to run to another country. That's why she wants to be over there, because of Salah and because she just wants to. She's running from her life. She's running from her problems. Oh, oh, it looks like YouTube's having issues again.
A little bit. I don't want to go.
Okay, hush, Chantal. See, I told you YouTube was having some issues. So let's get into the live stream and see what she has to say.
No lemon Z. I said I wasn't going to touch that stuff anymore, and I mean it. I have all the intentions. Hello, Sharon.
Yeah, so everybody's talking about how there was a live stream piece, I guess you would call it, that was like for less than 2 minutes, where Chantal had to put her camera on, and then there was a knock at the door, and suddenly she had to turn the camera off. Yeah, either that was a delivery, the kind that you don't want people to see, or that was completely staged. Because a lot of people said it, that when she came home from Kuwait, she's going to be right back to doing what she once did. And she has done precisely that. She's doing all the same stuff she once did. There's nothing new here. So the whole, oh, look, there's a mysterious knock at the door. We've been there before. We've experienced that before. She's pulling out all the old tricks to keep people guessing. Well, guess what? We're not guessing over here, Chantal. We're not guessing. There's nothing shocking here. It's the same old stuff. You're digging through the garbage, pulling stuff out, looking for anything you can use.
Aaron Eubanks, order McDelivery. Hi, Stan Estrella. Am I saying your name right? Hi, Tanya. Ariel. Yes, Mary. Missy. Loving a sausage and egg sandwich bees myself from Starbucks. Ooh, enjoy. Tinky Winky. TM, hello. Mirella. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. This is my dessert. I had my multivitamin. I had all my vitamins of the day. Hey, Stan, little wackadoodle. Is the sausage thick and creamy and fresh? You will see in a second.
And I'm not trying to be nitpicky here. I'm not trying to be nitpicky. But Chantal did say in Kuwait that she was changing and she was becoming a better person. And now she's back home in Canada. And she's doing exactly what she did before she left. She's back to sitting in that office chair, sitting right next to the fridge, sitting close to the fridge so she can pull the food out. Like, why do you need to sit in your kitchen, Chantal? Why do you have to park yourself right in front of the fridge? How is that good for your health, ma'am? You're someone you got a problem with food. Should you be sitting in your kitchen right next to your fridge? No. No, you really shouldn't. You're supposed to be changing, but yet how can you be changing if you're in the same place doing the same things that are not good for your health?
Anyway. Aha, budget. And now for the masterpiece. Oh. Hello, masterpiece. Homemade pita pizza with mozzarella, olive oil, tomatoes, green pepper, halal sausage, Adonis pizza. Yeah.
Did you make that pizza when you were watching Eerie Pepperoni? I bet you did.
A little bit. A little bit. I don't want to go into Adonis, but yeah, I will have to for some things. But gotta saw my pizza through. Why does the bottom always get more crispy than the ingredients? Oh, you have to saute the ingredients first? Looks amazing. Thank you. Probably will be pretty good. Normal. And actually to garnish, I am sawing something. I'm sawing my pizza. The bread is crispy at the bottom. I have some fresh basil. Do you guys say basil or basil? I say both. I wanted the shrimp, and I was like, is shrimp halal? How can they sacrifice shrimp? So yeah, it would be, right? Anyway. Cut it like you would your enemies. Beauty bite. Oh, wow. This is our last month here that we're moving.
See, now I was kind of surprised to hear that from Foodie, that it was her last month. And I'm kind of confused. I am very confused because the last I heard, like I knew that Pete's would probably have to move out when she came home because she is supposed to be a newly married, newly reverted Muslim woman. So he couldn't stay there. Although, really, she should move out into her own place. You know, either way you go, he's still not going to be able to stay there. Even if she picked up her stuff and she left, he can't afford the rent there. But last time I heard, she only had 3 weeks and she was going right back to Kuwait. So this whole thing with her and Pete and the moving in Kuwait, it feels really familiar. Because if you guys remember, before she went to Kuwait the first time, there was this whole mansion bees thing. Oh, it's official, everybody. I'm moving into a mansion. And then she followed that up with, I'm going to Kuwait. And I'm like, hold on. How can you do both at the same time? How can you do two things so close together? I mean, she did not end up moving. She ended up going to Kuwait. But how is she going to move herself out of the villa and help Pete move out of the villa as well and rehome the cats and save up money to go to Kuwait all within a 3-week period? I mean, Foodie's just not that organized and she's not good with money management. How is she going to do that before she has to go?
Here you go, little girl. So yeah. I still have the nuggets in my car. You want to see the package? Okay.
You know what, Chantal? You're making a bigger deal of the nuggets in your car than anybody else is. I don't know why you just won't throw them away. Just throw them away. If they are something you should not be eating, just throw them away. You're so silly. You will hang on to things out of spite when it makes no sense. Like the jar of nut salsa that's been sitting in your car for 5 months. Throw that away too.
And I have to go in about an hour or less to do my third prayer of the day. I was up for Fajr. Hala! Sausage.
I'm kind of confused, Chantal. You said that you did your first and second prayer of the day, yet I'm looking dead at you. You've got makeup on your face. Isn't that a big no-no? When you're doing your wudu, your face has to be clean and free of makeup? Yeah, I think so. So how did you do your first and second prayer of the day and you got a full face of makeup?
Oh. Can you guys hear my notification or no? A plus. Saying Allahu Akbar? Allahu Akbar. That's what it says when the call of prayer. That's Baka. Direction of Mecca. I have an app, so in my room, if I'm sitting on my bed, it faces that way. Quite northeast-ish. So, this way. Hi, sweet. Hey, movie gal. Imagine if that went off at the Ottawa airport. I was up for Fajr. That's the most challenging thing for me. Crispy. Hi, Lulu. Sausage lovers party. You want? What happened, A plus? Sala, I wish he was coming, Estrella. Hi, Lolo. Inshallah someday, but in the meantime, I would really like to stay there as long as possible. Like after the 3 months, or maybe shortly before the 3 months, take a airplane to somewhere close by, like Dubai, Doha, somewhere like that, and then try to re-enter with a new visa for another 3 months.
Yeah, and it really does sound like she is just running from all her problems. She has made quite the mess for herself in Canada, and she just wants to get as far away from it all as possible. For those that do not know, Foodie had a recent bankruptcy hearing, and although I have no receipts, if things had gone well, I'm sure Foodie would have bragged that some money had been knocked off of her debt. But that didn't happen. She didn't come back and tell us that some of her debt had been made smaller. So she went into the bankruptcy hearing owing about $47,000. And I think she still owes that amount. And knowing Foodie and her personality, she wants to run away from Canada to get away from all the debt. Even though her being a YouTuber, if she really was smart with her money, she could knock all that debt out in less than a year.
It's hard to it's hard to get some, like I could maybe get signed on. I don't know. It's complicated, but being a tourist there is legally less complicated than me like applying for civil ID and everything there. Oh, they have a spousal visa area. Now the cats, I know they're happier with me.
Not really, but go ahead. I don't think it's a matter of they're happier with her. Cats are like people, and pets are like people. But things like cats and dogs, or even perhaps even birds, are especially sensitive to uh, changes in routine, changes in environment, changes being around people they don't know, in places they're not familiar. They get stressed out. So I don't think it's a matter anymore of the cats being attached to Chantal. It's that they are in the villa. The villa is their home environment. They feel safe, they feel comfortable there. And if they're taken to another environment that they're not familiar, it's going to make them stressed out for a while. You keep disappearing, Chantal. They know you, they know you're not going to hurt them. But over the course of time, I think some of that attachment has kind of faded away. And now all that's left is this is our home and this is what we know to be home. So, like, we're comfortable here.
Do you not have any rights as a married person? Not really. I have to look into it. We are married. I know people don't believe it, but we are. Like
I don't believe it, sorry. Because no newly married woman would forget her ring in another country. That's just ridiculous.
actually. So this is so good.
Oh, this might be something. Estrella says he told the chat that he was moving to Canada last night. Maybe I'll have to go back and check. So that's what Saul is telling people. He's moving to Canada. Well, if he's moving to Canada, then that means He's found another way to get to Canada, and it wasn't Chantal. I don't think Chantal can help him right now.
I didn't put any sauce on the bottom because I have a jar of tomato sauce of spaghetti sauce in the fridge that Pete's bought, but I didn't realize that it had meat in it. So, moving to Canada. Well, in someday, like, we don't know where we're going to live long term, but yeah, the goal is to be together, not separate. So sometimes he'll be here with me. Pete's allowed out of his room, yeah. Oh, I think he was.
Wait. Estrella says he said he was coming today. Wait, what? So is Sala on his way to Canada right now? I mean, I got to go check, y'all. I don't even know.
Joking, Estrella. Yeah. Well,
Okay, so
it's a process, Vagar. It took a while. And there's still like things being worked out.
yeah, well, you know what? Let's look at the situation, Foodie. So there you are. You're in Canada. Your finances are a complete mess. You owe thousands in back taxes or debt. Uh, you're talking about moving. You have no idea where you're moving to, if you're going to be living with somebody or not. You haven't straightened that out. And Salah, he's in Kuwait, and the most you can do is visit him for 3 months. So wouldn't it be a good idea if you both figure out what you're going to do and where you're going to go before you start making any concrete plans? Even if Salah can visit you in Canada, Foodie, you're going to need your own place for that. Shouldn't you wait until after you get your own place and you're established before you start bringing him over here, you start going over there?
She got her channel yeeted? I didn't know that. Flop. Hi, Blacks. Oh, thank you. I was wondering about all you guys too. Like, I hope they're well, and I'm gonna go live and talk to them. Why did her channel get yeeted? How are they yeeting her channel but not like FFG's? No offense, but that's insane how they do it. They only care how much money somebody makes their company, I guess. I don't know. Who do I think is behind it? Probably like people that they don't like Miss Hussey or something. I don't know. I can't say. There's thousands of people watching. It could literally be anyone. I'm defrosting the chicken for tonight, guys. So we're gonna eat that. Sausage is spicy. So Salah's working right now, but he said that he might be in after he's done. Plus, what? What's that? Now for my cats, I don't want to be the most hated person on the internet, but because I love them so much, I don't want to put them through hell. I want them to have the happiest life. So I was thinking of my.
And this right here is Chantal trying to find an angle where she looks like she is a good person. Oh, I don't want. She starts out saying, I don't want to be the most hated person on the internet. That's very telling. That is the thing that is the most on her mind, that is of the highest importance to her. It's not about the safety and the concern of her pets, it's herself. I don't want to be the most hated person on the internet. I don't want backlash. I don't want to lose viewers. I don't want to lose subscribers or money. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it that matters. So she starts off telling us, I don't want to be the most hated person. That's how she's starting out this thought. Then she follows it up with this other thought of she's doing it for their sake. You started off the thought being selfish minded. Then you're going to follow it up with, oh, I'm doing it for their sake. At this point, Foodie, I hope that no matter what angle you take, whatever angle you want to take it, as long as they get help, as long as they're taken care of. I don't care which way you want to spin this, as long as they're taken care of, because they're not being taken care of with you. I hope that wherever they end up, they're with a caring, loving owner or owners who will do right by them. Because you're not the one. You're too selfish. You're too self centered. I hope that wherever they end up, they are happy and they're healthy and they have happy days from here on out. So, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, just make it happen. Give them to someone who will give a crap. And please don't let it be Missy Moo. I've seen pictures of her dog on Instagram. Horrible. Please don't give the cats to her.
Options. I know when I got them, I never thought my situation would be what it was, but I'm in love with somebody who lives half across the world, okay? My night was okay, actually, but it's chaos. I was really tired. I feel like I have a little bit of a cold. Sala is really sick. He had to go to the hospital. He like really sick with. I guess I give you something for bad flu.
You know, it's funny how he was a healthy young man, was Salah. And then all of a sudden he's getting sick left and right. And all of a sudden Foodie's over there. She's coming down with colds. Yeah, I remember your colds, Chantal. I remember your colds and your allergies very well. They were very selective. And they usually popped up after you spent time with Natter. You know, you'd be over there with entire rolls of toilet paper for your colds.
Tracy, loyalty bees are ready to start. Babies. Either I bring them across the world with me. I'm thinking of how stressful that would be on them to travel like 20 hours. I don't know if that's the best bet. Thank you, Blacks. I was thinking of, I don't know if like leaving them with Pete's is like the best thing.
It isn't. It really isn't. First of all, because BBJ and Sam are not his cats. He took care of them because you were halfway across the world with your boy toy. And that was the agreement that you would pay the rent and pay the bills. And if you needed things done back at home, he would help you. And he did. Although he did not clean the way he should have cleaned, he was still incredibly lazy. You used him as a cat sitter. But turning him into a cat owner, that's a whole different ball game. Those cats are your responsibility, Chantal. And if we're going to be honest, you know, he's someone that he doesn't know where he's going to end up. And one thing I know from experience, if you're someone and you are looking for a place to go, you don't have a whole lot of money getting there, uh, it's harder to find a place to live with pets than it is without. There's some places they just don't allow pets. So he doesn't know where he's going to end up. And there you are trying to basically shove your pets at him. And you're probably going to make it potentially harder for him to find a place on his own. Not cool. Find someone who will take both cats together or two owners that'll take one separately. Like, but just make it happen.
Just because like they like him, but probably I feel like someone like BBJ would need.
You know, let's be honest. Neither Chantal nor Pete wants to be burdened with the cats. And I use the word burden because that's how they look at them. I don't look at my cat Booger as a burden. She's my baby. It's my Booger. It's a baby. She's behind me right now. But both Pete and Chantal look at the cats as, a pain in the neck, as burdens, as just something that gets in the way of their day. Pete has nothing to do all day, but yet he can't be bothered to take care of the pets properly. Can't be bothered to change the litter box. Given Pete's history with those cats, I would not trust him to take care of either one or both. He's in a bad place mentally. He's depressed. He gets easily frustrated. He's got outbursts, and he's got to find a way to get on his own 2 feet. So he needs to have his space to do his thing.
Need somebody who is very, very, or like, I would be okay if somebody wanted to. I don't know. I was thinking of rehoming them to like an absolute cat lover, like
Oh,
somebody who will be really doting on them even more than me. You know what I mean?
anybody was better than you, Chantal. You started off doting on your cats, and then you little by little you started to pull back because you were chasing after men. You haven't really given your cats love or affection in the longest. You just use them for deflection every once in a while. You'll constantly run out of food. You never change the cat litter. You never wanted to pick up BBJ and hold her. You're always talking about Sam, always talking about BBJ and her dirt naps. I mean, come on. I don't know why you had such a hatred for BBJ, but it was so awful. So awful.
Um, who was playing corn? What? Hi, being back in Canada stand. Have you felt any type of culture shock? Also, has Beats been sent to a shelter or the tenacious? What? Dandy.
The Golden Girl says Missy Moo offered to take BBJ. I wouldn't trust her. I would not give BBJ or Sam to Missy Moo. I've seen her dog. No, absolutely not. If she can't take care of her own dog properly, she doesn't need to have two other animals, especially a senior animal that clearly has medical needs. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I don't ever understand your super chats. Thank you. Oh my gosh. 666. Somebody donate like something small. Missy Moo offered to take BBJ. I know, I need somebody who's really, really, really good with cats. Problem with Missy Moo is how would I get them there?
Everybody's saying FFG. Give the cats to FFG. And of course, Foodie is not going to do it. Although, you know what? I would trust French Fry Girl to take care of those cats. I would trust her because she loves her dogs. I would trust her to take care of the cats, to take them to the vet, get them what they need. I would trust French Fry Girl more than I would trust Missy Moo. But of course, Foodie is never going to give the cats to French Fry Girl just out of spite. She wouldn't do it. Even though it's ridiculous, isn't it, Chantal? I mean, you don't want the cats anymore. You look at them as a burden. Why care about who gets them if you don't want them? You're treating them like rubbish, like garbage. You're tossing them away. They no longer matter to you. Who cares that it's a reactor on YouTube? For once in your life, do something good. Give the cats to somebody who actually will care for them, has the money to care for them, will give them their medical needs. Do right by them. Put all of that ridiculous spite and hate aside and do what's right for them.
Sorry, Aria. No, not FFG. Never in a million years.
So see, this is Foodie. This is classic Foodie. I don't want it, but I don't want you to have it either. I can't take care of it and I don't want it. But even though I have the option to give the cats to somebody who can take care of them, just because I don't like the person, I'll deny them care and love and everything else just because. You're petty, Chantal. You're almost 40 years old and you're still this petty, still this hateful. You said you're a better person now. Prove it. Do right by them.
Somebody who would like, I know there were people who like offered, and they were foster parents of cats. Somebody who I know would take really, really good care of them.
FFG would.
Pete,
I
Tracy,
would trust her all day long before I trust Missy Moo.
I'm eating halal sausage pizza.
Huh? Golden Girl says, I like Missy Moo and she's very good to her pets. Golden Girl, have you seen the picture on her Instagram? I don't think you have. Her poor puppy, the poor thing's its face need to be washed. It looks so sad. Just on that picture alone, I would not give any pets to Missy Moo.
Pizza's gonna be getting his own place. A small bachelor or something. And I just don't know if I want my cats to be super, super happy.
Nah, you know what? You're lying. You don't care about their happiness. You care about your happiness. And your main concern is, I got to be careful of whatever moves I make. I got to be careful about what I do with these cats because if I make the wrong move and people find out, it's going to tank my channel. That's really where your head is at, Chantal. You can care less about the cats. It's all about you protecting that little bit of income you got left.
If you're planning on staying in Kuwait, bring the cats. They are your babies. I know, but like, wouldn't the travel be super traumatic for them?
Chantal, I moved across 2 states with Booger, with my cat Booger, and driving, not flying. So she had to stay in the crate, like the little carrier, for hours and hours and hours. And gave her a little something to make her comfortable, calm her down. But she was quiet the entire way. She was such a good girl. I was so proud of her. But she came with me. Where I go, she goes. So, yes, flying is very traumatic for an animal. I've done it before. I did it with my cat Snowball. But you can always give the cats something to relax them, to help them sleep for most of it. You're not even looking into anything. You just don't want to take your pets with you.
Do not bring a 20-year-old cat to a new country. That's the thing. I know it's sad, guys. I'm gonna miss them, but
No, you're not.
you can't live your life for your cats. In America, people just drop them off at a pound without care. No, and I do care about my cats. That's why I'm thinking about, the best option for them. I know it's hard for people to imagine.
Yeah, it's more like the best option for you. You don't want people to turn on you. You don't want your viewers to get angry with you. So you're being very, very careful. And right now, as we speak with this live stream, I know what you're doing. You're fishing. You are fishing. You're poking your toes into the water and you're saying things to see what people's reactions are. You're fishing to see what you can get away with.
Whose life like revolves around their pets. You know what I mean? And I understand, like, yeah, it makes me a crappy owner in a lot of ways because
You're a crappy person, period.
But I feel like they will move on like after a few months or so. I feel like they would.
You know what? That's what you're telling yourself to remove yourself from the guilt. that you would normally feel. This is you putting up a wall so that you don't feel guilt or remorse or shame. Oh, they'll be okay. They'll forget all about me. They'll move on. Here's the sad thing. A lot of times, some pets, they become so bonded to their owners that they just, you know, they suffer. They're heartbroken. Like pets are like people, and they have feelings, they have emotions, they've got thoughts. But here you are trying to say, oh, they're not human. They'll just forget about me. For their sake, I hope you're right. I hope that if you rehome them, they can find a different kind of happiness away from you and forget all about you because you were a really horrid owner, Chantal.
Are these moldy? I feel like they would adapt to new owners.
Anybody's better than you.
Yeah. Hey, hello, doll. It's very traumatic. I would rather leave them with apes than with FFG, so no.
Well, then you're a real bee for saying that and for thinking that way. You don't want the cats anymore, Foodie. You don't want them anymore. They are unwanted, unused props to you. That's all they are. You look at them as just burdens that you're trying to get rid of. So at this stage in the game, if that's how you feel, who do you care gets them? As long as somebody gets them and they take care of them. Stop thinking about your own personal, selfish, petty hatred. Think about what's best for them. They deserve someone that will care for them. And if somebody is around, reactor or not, they will take care of the pets. Give them to that person. They deserve that. For living in a house that was dirty and filthy and their litter boxes not being changed for 3 months and being denied medical care and grooming, they deserve a little bit of happiness, don't you think? Yeah. So just let it happen. Let it happen.
I'm not giving her to that chain smoking, miserable human. So I'll see what.
And again, I'm going to say it one more time. I think the main reason why she will not give the pets to someone, especially someone with a YouTube channel, is because she knows how neglectful she's been with the cats. And she knows exactly what would happen. That if she gave the cats to someone with a YouTube channel, what's going to happen, y'all? That person is going to take the cats to the vet. The vet's going to do the assessment. And then if, say, FFG, if she got the cats, if she wanted to, she can come back on online and say, hey, y'all remember how I got BBJ and Sam yesterday? I just went to the vet. Here's everything that's wrong. Here's the report. And then there's going to be major backlash to Chantal because of all the neglect. She doesn't want that. She would rather conceal the neglect than treat it.
I can do. I know, Tinky Winky. Like, I'm not settled enough to be able to take care of them the way I want to anymore. You know? There's someone anonymous note online. Hold on, I'm just gonna blow my nose.
Remember what I said, y'all? I was going to be on the lookout for her blowing her nose. Well, it's already started.
What else can I do? I can't bring them across the world.
Yes, you could. I mean, I don't know the state of health with BBJ, like where she is health wise. I'm sure she could bring Sam. It's just that Foodie doesn't want to be bothered. There's different steps that she would have to take in order to travel with them, and she's just lazy.
And I'm moving across the world, basically. So, of course, I'm sad without them. That's like the main reason I missed coming here was to see them. I was dreaming about hugging Sam. But he asked me about the jaw. Like, does it hurt? Um, you know, I mean, they could stay with Pete, but I just want them to be with somebody who I feel will give them more attention. BBJ is very clingy. She needs someone really soft. Someone like how my grandmother was. Like, I picture her with like an elderly woman or something, you know?
You know, I'm sure Sam and BJ, they just need they need love. They haven't had a whole lot of love this past year or so. Because all the love that Chantal could have given them, she's given it to men. I can easily see BBJ and Sam being just big old lap cats. They want to be lap cats. They want to be babied.
Go fund me for a private jet. Yeah. Which is easier for me and more affordable too, because, I feel like my place there is home.
But it's not your home. Over in Kuwait, you don't have citizenship. You have Canadian citizenship, and you're not allowed to own a home over there anyway. You live in Canada for years, and then you're going to move to Kuwait and spend 3 months there, and all of a sudden that feels like home. Chantal, you were miserable there. The moment you got back in Canada, you were just on a high, literally. You were so happy. You what's funny is that while you were in Kuwait, you were talking about all of the bad things in the Western world. But the moment you got home, you were doing the gummies. Girl, you were smoking, doing your vape pen, being a glutton with the food. You couldn't wait to indulge in all those freedoms that you hadn't had in a while.
I was watching an old British reality show on YouTube called The Job Center, and I was looking through the comments, and you commented on it 3 years ago. No! Basic. I have flowers in the.
And then you know what? Dark Desert Highway, that's a really good idea for BBJ. She is an older, elderly cat. I'm sure that a rescue will probably take her and keep her. Probably not adopt her out, just keep her.
Attic. It is sad, I know. It's sad, obviously. Thanks, Tracy. I don't feel it. Messy Jessie, welcome to Very Important Business, ready to set views. Hi, Brittany. I feel like they could get even better care than what I give them.
Oh, definitely. I no argument there. You can't be bothered to give them care. You just got home. You got to leave in about 3 weeks. Have you made any appointments with the vet, with the groomers? No. And if you're leaving again, which I don't even know if that's going to happen, but let's just say for argument's sake that it is going to happen, sometimes it takes time to set up a vet appointment. Have you been on the phone? Have you set up any appointments for them? No. So anybody be better than you. You can't be bothered anymore. You don't care anymore. So let somebody else care.
Honestly, I'm not the best pet owner.
No, you're not.
Honestly, it's just not. I just feel like they could have a better life. Maybe somewhere where they could go outside. Somebody.
I think the correct translation is I think I will have a better life. Once I get rid of things that I look at as a burden, I will have a better life.
Gives them the attention they need. Yeah, Mary. Scared of the Middle East? A lot of people have misconceptions. My mom has a dog.
Yeah, her mother, Smee, has a dog named Buster. Buster, the dog, does not like Chantal. Buster hates Chantal. I mean, animals are very perceptive. They can pick up on bad people, and Buster does not like Chantal.
That was so good. Yum. No, Stan. The meat has to be certified halal. So no takeout here. Like other than Central Bergham, which is like Moroccan, they have halal stuff. Everywhere else doesn't have halal. Buppy bought by. Oh my god. What could a very important recipe be? Hi, Philomena. I rescued my dog from an FB community that specialized in elderly animals, so I know people would gladly take elderly clients. Yeah, if you guys know anyone in the Ottawa area,
Chantal, you've had those cats for years. You've had BBJ for almost 20 years, and you've had Sam for what, 7 or 9? All those years of love they've given you, and you can't be bothered to make a few phone calls.
Ramona. Flop. Oh my gosh, this owner is so much better. you know? Anyway, I'm not good enough for Chubby Moo. Um, Meat prayed over. Yeah, and the way it's like slaughtered, they cut the jugular vein. I think it is, or the main artery, and let the blood drain out. I had a Syrian passport, and you can go to certain countries like for every passport. Like it depends, and you can get visas for certain ones. So yes, if you just say, "Oh, she's getting rid of her cats," then it's not that black and white. Technically, yes, but goodbye, friends. I think it's probably the best bet for them.
And I will agree. I will agree with you, Chantal. It is the best thing for them. You are a neglectful, selfish, narcissistic, self centered, evil, rotten, gluttonous pet owner. You don't deserve them. You don't deserve them. Somebody else deserves them. Somebody else should get them.
Because, you know, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I don't know if Pizza would be the best option. If he can even handle 2 cats right now.
Nope, I wouldn't. He tends to go into dark uh, mental phases, if you will. Uh, he's very prone to depression right now, very easily upset, very easy to go into tantrums. He's not in a good place right now, is what I'm saying. And he doesn't know where he's going to end up. So someone else needs to take the cats.
Nobody in this community should have the cat. Rehoming is better than bless his soul. Aw. No, I just feel, he has to worry about taking care of himself. And having 2 cats is a really big responsibility, like a lot. If you really want, um, sorry, so many people are messaging me. Yeah, I'm not gonna like dog his cat taking care of skills. He did his best, but it's not just that. It's a lot for one person, and I think that you know the subject makes you stabby. Well, you need to control yourself. Most of us are crazy cat women. Yeah, I know people are like, "Oh my god, my pets, I would never." But if you really cared, like I really love them and I think that it's best for them, you know. I'm able to like look beyond my selfish needs as well. No, my aunt's sister, no, they can't. I want to give them to somebody who's like professional, almost professionally, like has like a who just loves cats and has like the means and the time and the energy for them. You know, they don't have to go to the same home.
You know what, Foodie, make me a promise. Not that I'm anybody in your world, but if you're going to give away your cats, I hope that you can promise me and everybody else that from here on out, you are not going to take on another pet. Because honestly, you don't need pets. You are not a pet person. Pets are not a novelty that you can just pick up and put down at will. I hope that you can promise me and everyone else that from here on out, you're not going to do the pet thing. Just don't do it. You're far too selfish.
I foster. I'm currently watching some family's dog for 6 months. Oh, really, puppy? A professional cat lady. Really loving them and staying home. Well, I can't stay home. I have a return flight to go see my husband, and yeah, kind of abusers bit on them. I'm not going to give them to people who can't take care of them. Don't worry. I'll back you up with rehoming the cats. I think it would be. Thanks, Gemini. I know people won't understand it, but I think it also takes like a good pet owner to, admit whenever you can't be a good owner anymore, and you have to do something about it. So I'm just thinking about what the best options for them are. So getting rid
Has nothing to do with them, has everything to do with you.
of Pete's, getting rid of the cats. And I'm just joking.
No, you're not joking. You want to get rid of all three.
I'm kidding, guys.
No, you're not. You are everybody in my audience. Chantal is locked in. She's locked and loaded into that mindset of, I want to go be with this guy, this young guy, and I've got these things in my life that I no longer love or want. And she is just trying to navigate herself around the minefield, avoiding all of the buried bombs so that nothing blows up in her face. Like she's coming online today and she's spinning this narrative. Oh guys, like I'm being selfless. I'm thinking about the pets. I'm thinking about their welfare and what's right for them. She never cared before. She never cared. She cares about losing that paycheck. And she's been trying to get rid of Pete for a while. She's been trying to get rid of him for a minute. She's talked about getting rid of Pete and the cats before. It's just that at that time, she didn't know how to do it. She wants Pete away from her. He's a burden. There's nothing more that she can take from him, and there's nothing more that he can give her. She tapped him out. Same thing with the cats. They used to be something that she used to get attention and make money, and that's not happening any longer. So in Chantal's world, if you're part of her world and you're not making her money and you're not someone or something that can help her get attention, you're basically worthless, and it's time to get rid of you.
Do a giveaway. You have to do what's best, and I think you know what's right for your cats. Yeah. Home is with her husband. She's going to find a great place. It will be fine. It's better than leaving them with Pete, I believe, because he's even said he doesn't like taking care of them. He did say that.
Yeah, well, they're not his cats. To be fair to Pete, They are not his cats. They're not his pets. He was just simply cat sitting for Chantal because she was in Kuwait. And since she's the one paying the bills and the rent at the villa, he's like, yeah, well, she's paying the bills and the rent and she needs me to cat sit. I guess I'll cat sit. He wasn't doing it because he cared for the pets. He did it because he's there. He expects to be taken care of, so he's got to give a little bit.
What about Harry? Harry is only going to be alive for like max 3 years. Hamsters live 2 to 3 years. And then I'm not going to get any more pets at all.
Good. You shouldn't get any more pets. Harry should be given to somebody else right now.
Until, like, no, I'm not. I just don't.
What was that? What was that? Until what? Until what? There is no until. You have a hamster with Sala. You've got 2 cats that you're giving away. Forget the pet idea. You're talking about running around and traveling with Sala, Chantal. Why would you need to get a pet for in the middle of all that? You don't. Until you settle down somewhere, you don't need to even think about getting another pet.
Don't want any more pets in my life. Like, I feel bad if I can't take care of them. Um, I want to avoid these heartbreaking situations.
You have to have a heart to break before your heart will break. You don't have a heart.
This family home, broken family home. This channel is going to dehydrate. When you go back, this channel is going to dehydrate and die. So what am I supposed to do, Flowers in the Attic? Like, live my life? What gets me the most views? Like, I don't understand what your point is. I'll adapt. You can't tell us where you will be in 5 months, much less 3 years. Yeah, I know. People are acting as if rehousing a pet isn't a reality. I know. I know, and there's probably already people reacting to it, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I'm leaving them on the street. Like, being taken care of by somebody who can take better care of them than me is actually doing something better for them. So I have them in mind, you know?
No, you have yourself in mind. You're faced with this situation of, I want to go live in Kuwait. Foodie Beauty wants to go live in Kuwait with Sala. Problem is, there's Chantal Marie, the person, not the character, the person. Chantal Marie has obligations and responsibilities. Chantal Marie has cats, which is annoying to the character Foodie Beauty. So now the character who's taken over the person is saying to the person, this is annoying. This is so annoying. These pets are such burdens, and so is Pete. Get rid of all of it so that I can be free to be the character Foodie Beauty. So now here we are. Here is the character Foodie Beauty trying to be careful, trying to come up with this narrative. Oh, it's all about them. I'm not being selfish. I'm not heartless. Don't look at me like that. I actually do care for them. No, she cares about herself. She cares about the backlash. She cares about people getting mad at her and running away from her channel. It's all about protecting your money, y'all.
I think too that this is long overdue for us to I know I'll miss my cats for sure.
You don't miss them. Be quiet.
And Pates, he needs to move on with his life too, you know?
This whole thing with her going to Kuwait, she's not just getting rid of the cats. Pete's is also something that she wants to dump on the side of the road. And to be fair to Chantal, he is not her responsibility. He's not her child. And he's been ridiculous for a long time, thinking that Chantal's going to be there to take care of him. Like he was just determined to live off of her. Absolutely determined. And he's got to find his own way again. He's got to stand on his own. He can't look at her and just say, oh, well, she's here. I'll just live off of her until she makes me go. Well, she's making you go, Pete. And I'm sorry. I know you have your issues, sir, but a lot of people tried to warn you. A lot of people did. They tried to warn you all the way back. When she started seeing Natter, that's when everything started to shift. But you didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear it because you just wanted to live in your fantasy land. Well, there's fantasies and then there's reality. In your fantasy world that you lived in for a few years, it's shifting around again. You got to come back to reality. You just have to. Reality sometimes sucks, but it is the real world. You can't live in fantasy all the time, Pete. So Chantal is getting rid of the cats and she's getting rid of Pete's too. She wants to be completely free of all burdens.
Like, so this is the best thing for him. Like we I have a husband and we want a family. We want to travel, and my wants in life have just changed. Like I'm not going to like not fulfill my destiny just because, like they can go to better homes. Please go to the person's house and make sure it's suitable. Oh yeah, for sure. Put the
It's really weird how she's looking at this thing with Sala as this is my new life, this is my destiny, but yet she's still the same person she ever was. I don't care if she goes to another country. I don't care if she's around a new guy. It's still the same Chantal. That's part of the problem now, is the fact that she did not change while she was in Kuwait. And that's why we're seeing the old classic foodie beauty doing the same stuff that she did before she left. She never changed.
cats on Kijiji. You should still pay for your cat's future vet bills to whomever adopts them. Well, I can't really afford to, so that's why another part of the reason I'm rehoming them. Like,
You're full of shit. Excuse my language. You're full of it. I can't afford to pay their vet bills. You're full of it, Chantal. You just got through giving Sala $9,000. $9,000. You gave him 9 grand for what? For what? You can sit there and whip out your checkbook and throw somebody $9,000 of your money, but you can't be bothered to spend a few hundred on your own cats. Don't give me that crap. I couldn't afford it. If you can sit there and spend $4,000 on food a month, another 3,000 on green, send a guy you don't even know 9 grand, you can afford the vet care. I'm sure it wouldn't cost that much. A little bit of money here for a groomer's, a little bit of money there for the vet for each of them. It wouldn't have cost that much. It's not that you can't afford it. It's just that you don't want to spend it because you're very self-serving. If you spend your money on something, you want it to be on something that's connected to your pleasure and you getting attention.
I have a lot of things I have to pay. So whoever takes the cats will have to be financially responsible for them. Just broke bees? Yeah. You have no heart. Actually, I have a heart. That's why I'm doing it.
No, it's not about having a heart. It's the fact that you just don't want to be bothered.
And it's not just a man, it's my husband, whom I believe was given to me by God. So that's my belief. So who are you to crap on my beliefs, right? I'm not going to adjust my life for cats. I'm not going to do it. At one point, maybe I felt that way, like my cats were my everything, but that was before a lot has changed in my life. And, you know, no one knows where they will be in 5 months. I have a terminal illness and life is too short to not do what makes you happy. Yeah, TM, you know. Chubby McBye. I really don't care what you think, Nick Abdul. Rehoming BBJ is not cool, but I'm keeping my mouth shut on the subject. Well, you're allowed your opinion if you want. I'm not getting any more pets. No, I'm not. So we'll see. I'm not too sure. I'll try to find them a home. Maybe they'll stay with Pete. I'm not sure what the best thing is. I'm thinking the rehoming to like loving, caring families is probably the best bet for them. So you know, Peace isn't even gonna have a home himself. I mean, I'm not going to like I can't just stay here and be miserable just for that.
So I have a question, not really so much for Chantal, for those people that are VIBers. How do y'all feel about this? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Chantal being selfish and doing what she's doing for the reasons that she's doing it? How do y'all feel? Honestly, I'm confused. Why those of you that support Chantal, why you support her? She's selfish. She's self-centered. She's toxic. She's doing self-harm content on YouTube, and she's expecting all of you over there to fund her and her addictions and her obsessions. That's basically your purpose on her channel. You are there as her enablers and her sponsors for whatever she wants and whatever she needs, no matter how harmful it might be to her person. You are there to pay for everything. She's not going out into the world and making her way and working. She's just basically sitting with her hand out saying, I'm going to sit here and indulge in my problem with food. I'm going to do drugs, and I expect all of you to pay for that stuff. So you are supporting a very selfish, self-centered, cold-hearted addict. So how do you feel about this? I'm just wondering. I'm just curious.
That reason, like for all these reasons, you know. Rehoming BBJ is heartless. Why is it heartless? She's like the most loving cat ever. So
Yeah, but you're getting rid of her.
yeah, I know piss and vinegar. Like you don't know my situation. My situation is a lot different. So if I
And I will say this, it's heartbreaking for BBJ especially because she is the oldest and she's been there the longest. It's heartbreaking. I'm sure BBJ is going to be sad about it. But honestly, y'all over there, it's the best thing for her. She's in bad health. She needs medical attention. She needs to be groomed. She needs to be looked after. And Chantal, for the longest, has not done the things that need to be done. And she's openly admitting, I can't give her what she needs. So if she wants to look for someone else to do it, I support that. I really support that. I support this over her automatically saying that when I come home, she's going to be euthanized. At least this way, she has a chance at life.
I'm telling you that I don't have a choice, then you just have to either believe it or just be judgmental for no reason. Like you shouldn't judge people on their situations that you don't know about. So I know that's gonna give them content forever. All they talk about is the cats. Like mind your business. It's not your business. You know? Wasn't there a video of him swatting at his cat? I've never done that. It's not heartless. BBJ needs a caring home in like her last days. You know what I mean? So, you know what's best for you. Us animal people just get triggered. I would kill over my cats. Yeah. So, but you people people have to understand that not everyone's situation is the same. Not everyone has the same viewpoints.
I prefer Chantal looking for another home for the cats over automatic euthanasia and then turning around and using BBJ's death to make super chats. Maybe the reason why she's not automatically going for euthanasia is because we called her out for it. We all said openly, we know what you're up to, Chantal. We know what you're up to. You'll take her and have her put down and then turn around and cry the fake alligator tears and then try to use her death to make money because we all said it openly. She doesn't want to do it now. She wants to find an angle and say, oh, I'm doing it for their welfare and for their health. So if us speaking up about it stopped her from automatic euthanasia, good. And if this means the cats are finally going to go to someone who gives a crap, also good. I support that. She doesn't want the cats. She shouldn't keep them. She should give them up.
As long as they're getting put somewhere that's very loving, then it shouldn't matter, you know? No. And here,
Well, Chantal, you're only going to be in Canada for 3 weeks. Do you have the time to research people who might want to take BBJ and Sam? Do you have the time to vet who they are, to make sure they have loving, clean environments and temperaments? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you're not going to put that much time and research into it.
they're just perfect right now. I know, blocks. People just like to make outrage over everything. Her last day, she's a tank. She's pretty resilient, yeah.
Yes, she is. Got to give it to BBJ. She's an old cat and she's still ticking despite everything that Chantal's thrown at her. Good on you, BBJ. You're fighting for your life, bro. You keep on with that.
Keep your citizenship, but to keep healthcare, don't you need to? I don't think so, Buppy Bye. I called immigration to ask them about that. You know, I'm sure you would not actually kill for your animals. Yeah, people don't know like if their situation changed. Like watching children right now reactions. Um, what was the question? Have you searched for halal places? Yeah, there's mostly just like there's some restaurants. Yeah, mostly like kebab and shawarma places, but I think they're part of the FFG clan that come in here and cause trouble. Yeah, Sherry, Ignace, exactly. Fruit. And it was personal sized, it wasn't a large. So, yeah, that's a big improvement for me, Flopera. Will you teach Salah how to properly hold a baby so he doesn't know like he did Harry? He doesn't know how to hold pets.
So this comment from Trixie. Trixie says, all you people have said she is a bad owner. And now when she is doing something for them and their welfare, you're now being judged. You cannot win. You know what, Trixie? We can say that Chantal's a bad owner. She has been a bad owner for the longest. Keeping the cats in a nasty, unclean, toxic, filthy environment. Remember that live stream she did in her bedroom where BBJ's food was spread out all over that dirty, filthy carpet and on cardboard? It was disgusting. And then the talk of the litter boxes that had not been changed in 3 months. Pete's over there making excuses. Oh, I can't change the box. Even though I'm 130 something pounds. And whenever I cleaned out my pet's litter box, I would have to walk outside, down 2 sets of stairs, walk around the side of the building, dump the litter into the dumpster, and I'm much smaller than Pete's. So yeah, she's been a bad owner. She's been a very awful owner, making thousands of dollars a month on YouTube, spending that money on drugs and food that can't be bothered to buy, to call a mobile groomers or a mobile vet for at least part of their needs. She can spend $9,000 on a strange guy in Kuwait, but not up to 100 on her own cats. So yeah, she's been a bad owner. She's been a bad owner. She's not even tried. But I support her giving the cats to somebody who actually cares. I support that.
Hi, Emily. How are you? Some cat lady is mad her kitty is her baby and she will fight you. What would be best for them, you know? So I'm just trying to do what's best for everybody in this situation. We have this household here that has to. My favorite vampire? I don't know. You can block and paid member, and it's on them. They know what's going to get them banned. Exactly. You discovered a whole new world and beautiful man. You found there was so much more out there than being stuck where you've been stuck for years. Right, Sherry? You said it. You nailed it. You nailed it. You know?
Okay, so I want to address this comment. Elizabeth Nirvana says, I feel like Pete's kind of failed you as a friend, but at least he's trying to get better. How did he fail her as a friend? How did he fail her as a friend? Are you aware of the fact that they have known each other since high school? And he didn't even want to date Chantal. She kind of pressured him into being in a relationship. So they got into a relationship, but then they became roommates. And what did she do? She cheated on Pete. She cheated on him. She left him in debt, and she left him for BB. And while she was with BB, she was still getting money from Pete. Think about all the things that Pete has done for her. Granted, she has paid the bills and the rent at the villa, but I think Pete's let her pay the bills and the rent at the villa to get part back of what was owed to him, all that debt that she left him in. That was part of his payback. I don't know exactly how much debt she put him in, but I think after supporting him for a few years, I think whatever the debt was, it's been paid off or mostly paid off. And so it's time to part company. It's not healthy for the two of them to be around each other. They're too codependent on one another. He needs to find his independence again. But as far as who is the worst friend, that would be Chantal, because she doesn't have friends. She just puts people around her that she can use and abuse until she's used them all up.
So, can you make this a weight loss channel? Not a weight loss channel, but weight loss. Weight struggle is just part of my life period, right?
Whatever. Sit on that and spin, Chantal. You're never going to be a weight loss channel. You're too busy monetizing your problem with food and catering to the feeders, ma'am. And one woman to you is another woman. Forget the fact that we're both on YouTube and we have our channels. This nonsense of trading your health for a paycheck, you really need to get it together. You really need to get it together. You can't do whatever you want to your body with no consequence. You're 5 feet tall. You're short. You're over 500 pounds, ma'am. And don't sit there and say, you're lying. You're lying. I'm not 500 pounds. Oh, really? Get on a scale and prove me wrong, because I bet I'm right. I bet I'm right. Either you're at 500 or you're close. You're real close, mama. You're carrying a lot of your weight in the front of your body. It's putting a lot of pressure on your back. It's putting a lot of pressure on your legs. You can't even sit properly because of your weight. You can't gain much more. If you gain much more, you're going to risk going to the hospital. You might risk a heart attack or a stroke. Do you want that? Is a paycheck going to matter if those things happen to you? I'm not wishing for them to happen to you. I'm just saying. Your health is more precious than any paycheck. You got one body. Take care of it. There's no exchanging it in for another if the first one gets ruined. Stop catering to these idiot feeders on your channel. These gainers, these immobilizers, cut it out. They want their fetish fulfilled. You're fulfilling their fetish at the cost of what? Your health, your mobility, your happiness. You over there working overtime, finding any and every way to stop people from noticing just how big you're getting, and nothing's working anymore. You're using all the filters you can find. You're wearing clothes to try to disguise how big you're getting. We can still tell. We can still tell. But look at how your life has changed the bigger you've gotten. You can do less. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want anybody to see you. Is it worth it, girl? Is the money worth it? No, it's not. The bigger you get, the more miserable you are. The more you're trying to hide. You're not proud of your size. You're ashamed of it. Take care of your health.
right? So, um, you might be overweight, but you're not evil or cruel or judgmental. You can lose weight and they stay evil. You're so right. You're so right. Exactly. Even if I don't lose weight, I don't care. I never base my self worth off of my weight or what other people are thinking about me. Um,
You know what, Chantal? Nobody is expecting you to be 100 pounds or even 120 pounds or even 200 pounds. Get to a weight where you're healthy and you can move around and you can feel confident and you can do things. You're not forever in pain because you've got too much weight on you. Just can you do that? Can you get to a healthy weight to where you can go out in public and not feel embarrassed and you're able to be more mobile and you're not struggling to catch a breath after 5 minutes? Whatever that weight is, try to go for that.
Again, consider the source of where it's coming from. Don't let people, I have to really learn not to let people trigger me. And when I keep in mind, I keep praying, I do the right thing, that's when it's successful for me. You're more than just your weight. Are you kidding? More than half the world is overweight. Most of the people judging me on my weight are also overweight and hide behind. They don't even show themselves on camera. Like, I don't know. It's so
No, Chantal, the issue is not the weight. I know you don't want to hear that because you like to scream fat phobia. You like to scream about fat bullying. Those things are your shield. I am convinced, for me, my opinion, that one of the reasons why you will not lose weight is so you can use your excessive weight as a shield. That if anybody comes at you with anything you've done that is awful, you can scream fat phobia, fat bullying to YouTube or everybody will listen. You're using it as a shield, as one of your shields. And you know that if you got down to a normal weight, you wouldn't be able to scream about that anymore. You wouldn't be able to use that as a shield. And you're always looking for things to protect yourself. You know, your problem is not your weight. It's your attitude and the lies you tell and just the constant lying is awful. You lie when you don't have to. Don't you get that? There are other YouTubers that have channels like Hungry Fat Chick. You say that the reactors we search out men and women that are severely overweight and we seek them out on purpose and we make fun of them. No. Hungry Fat Chick has been on YouTube forever. Do you see anybody talking about her? No. You want to know why? 'Cause she gets on her channel. She does her mukbangs. And she doesn't bring any drama. She doesn't lie to people. She's just, hey, I'm on my channel doing my thing, and nobody says a word to her. So obviously you're wrong. Obviously it's not about the weight. It's the person inside and what they're projecting outside. That is more the problem.
so strange. Like, you have no business opening your mouth about anybody if you're not going to show your own self. And even then, you're
I have shown myself, and just for the record, Chantal, even though I am not showing my live self right now, you're just seeing an avatar. I have no problem, Mama. I have no problem, you know, putting on a jogging suit, being comfortable in my house. I'll put on some makeup and I'll take a picture and post it. I have no problem with that. And I'll do it without filters. I don't need filters. Okay. I don't need filters. I have no problem showing myself. Sometimes when people don't show themselves on their avatar, it's because, you know, there are awful people on YouTube. There are people that go IRL. So you don't show yourself. That's why. Not because we're ashamed of how we look. We just don't want the BS. Okay? You want the reactors to show themselves just because you are a bully and you want something to say. And if we don't show ourselves, then you have nothing to say. But can I just assure you, madam, that I'm not super morbidly obese. I'm not obese. I'm 5'4", about 130 something pounds. I'm not obese. And for anybody out there that's a reactor that you are fat or fluffy or more morbidly obese, that's for you. That is for you. I got nothing to say about your body. Your body is your business. But the point I'm trying to make here is it's not about body size, Chantal. It's about how you carry yourself as a person. It's about your inside, not your outside.
You're a crappy person if you make fun of people for that, like over and over. It's just ridiculous. I truly think Salah has changed you and kept you on a level of calmness and happiness. He made you realize yourself and what needed to change for yourself. It's a true blessing, Chantal, a real blessing. Sherry, thank you. I agree with that. I feel like he's younger than me, but he's a lot more mature, and um, he has a lot of values that I didn't ever really think about.
I don't know Sala as a person, and I'm not going to judge him fully as a person, but the things that I've seen about him are questionable. They are questionable. Why would a decent looking 29-year-old man who could do anything and go anywhere hook up with the mess that is Foodie Beauty? All the controversy, all the drama, all the hate. Why would he link himself to her? I mean, he's young. He can do what he wants. This is not a case of Chantal is a bit of an older woman compared to Sala, and she's got her act together, and he's just enjoying her company. No, no, that this is not that picture. This is somebody, Sala. In my opinion, I think he is wanting something and thinking that she is the path he has to walk to get there. And maybe Chantal is facilitating that by telling him a bunch of lies and making him promises that right now he's believing. But eventually he'll figure out that she's a liar and that whatever she's promising, she can't deliver on. And then that will be his life lesson. Don't believe a liar.
And he makes me want to be a better person. He helps me be a better person. And I think that somebody who really loves you will want that for you and will help you with it.
And that's where you're screwing up. That is where you're messing up because you are looking at another person to fix you and to stop you from your bad habits and to keep you from doing bad things. You should fix yourself, Chantal. You have the power, you have the money, you have the resources, you have the time, you have the will. It's just that you look at somebody else and say, you should devote your life to fixing everything that's wrong with me. And that's completely unfair. Anybody in life walking through life that they're broken and they know they're broken, looking at another person and saying, hey, we're in a relationship now. It's your job to fix me. That's a very selfish way to be. It's a very selfish mindset because by looking at another person and saying, you need to fix me, you should devote all of your time and your energy to me. That means less time they can devote to themselves and being happy within themselves. They can't grow. They can't be better because they have to focus on you. You're a changed woman, right, Chantal? Then change yourself. Don't look for someone to change you. They can't. As far as your issues with drugs, with food, that is over your head and it's over Salah's head. It was over Bibi's head. It was over Natter's head. Your problems are very severe. You need professional help. It is my opinion, you need severe, locked down inpatient. That's the only thing that will work. You being in an environment where you can't get away with getting your way and manipulating people and leaving and doing what you want. You need jail or severe, locked down inpatient for a long period of time. That's the only thing that's going to work. But even that wouldn't work because you would resist. You don't want to change. You don't want to be better. You're defiant. You're rebellious. So you really don't want to change, do you? No. You want to take the easy way out and look for someone else to change you when they don't have that power. You do.
There's a lot. A lot of people will say, "Well, what has he sacrificed for you in this relationship?" You're sacrificing non halal meat, all kinds.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that's going to be your argument. Look what all I've done for you, Sala. I can't eat nashies anymore. And I can't eat chicken nuggets. And I can't have this and I can't have that. Look at everything I've done for you. Does this sound familiar, y'all? Does this sound familiar? It should. This was her attitude when she was with Natter. Look at everything I've done for him. I did it for this for him and I bought that for him. See what I mean? If she does something for you, anything, she logs it into her brain, into her little Rolodex, in her memory, and she holds on to it. And she'll beat you over the head with it. Once she does something for you, you owe her. And she owns you. And she's not going to let you go. And every chance she gets, she's going to remind you of whatever it is she did for you. See, this is the kind of person you don't want to have a debt with. You don't want to borrow anything from. You don't want them to let them do anything for you because they will use it as collateral to hurt you.
Kinds of things for him, and it's like, no. Before Right before I met him, like you guys knew, I was on a journey with God since Cuba.
What? You were what? Say again. You were what? You were not on that journey in Cuba. You were on a journey to Don Cuervo, darling, to the wine bottle, to the substances. When you got back from Cuba, you were doing those things. So tell me again about your journey to God. Did you find God in the bottom of a bottle of tequila? Did you? Did you find it in a bottle of wine? Were you on that journey when you did the finger guns and making fun of the school shooting? Where was God then? He was nowhere to be found. Where was it? Because those things happened after Cuba. Yes, they did. We got the proof over here. We got the clips. Want to play? Do you want me to play them? I don't want to play them. But I'm just saying we got them. So, Miss I'm So Spiritual, Miss Eat, Pray, Love over there. More eat than pray and love. You, dirty to God, my ass. You big old liar. See, you're using spirituality and you're using religion to hide all of your indiscretions behind. It's disgusting. It's one thing for a person to go through a life where they do wrong and then they feel a true sense of heart and remorse and honesty and self-awareness and self-responsibility, and they say, you know what, I have been an awful person. Oh my goodness, I've been awful, and I want to turn everything around and be good, and I feel a calling to the spiritual in whatever direction that may lead, and go there and do that. You're not feeling anything. You're using different forms of escape. You're exploiting things you have no business exploiting. You exploited DV and SA, even though, as I've said, you never experienced those things. You wanted to claim to be a victim of those things, just so all this stuff that happened was not my fault. Now here you are exploiting a culture and a people and a faith that you truly do not feel in your heart. You're doing it for views. You're doing it for attention. You're doing it as a form of escape because you know how awful you are and you have not changed. But you try to use it still to hide behind. And you're hiding behind it because there's no accountability. There's no awareness. There's no true remorse or regret. You're heartless. When it comes to faith, you have to have a heart because that's where faith lives, is in your soul. Where's yours, Chantal? Where's your soul? Where's your heart?
But then I was needing a change, and it was in my mind. The seed was there. I have to grow, right? And like Sala was like,
You weren't looking for change, you were looking for escape. Your life in Canada is a mess, and you reached a point where you put yourself in such a tight corner, you don't know how to get out of it. So you ran. You ran all the way to Kuwait to get away from the life that you created here. When really what you should do is fix your life here and you wouldn't have to run anymore, you big idiot.
the water in a way that helped it grow. I don't know, my analogy is bad, but um, we're like, I consider us to be like one in a lot of ways, and family. Like when you have somebody who helps you grow in life, it's like family to me. He's my family, and I really can't picture my life without him. And I know he said the same. And
Your life is so sad and pathetic, Chantal. Your life is so sad and pathetic. How sad and pathetic it is that a person like yourself, that you have everything you need inside and out to make changes, to do better, to be better. But rather than just take control and fix yourself, you'd rather run away. You'd rather escape. How sad it is. And I say that with no ounce of hate in my heart. There's so many people in the world that they lack money or resources or time to go after their dreams, to go after the life of their dreams. And yet you have those things. But all you want to do is escape from yourself, from your life, rather than stand still and fix it all. And you could fix it all, but you just don't want to do any freaking adulting. And that's all it would take is adulting and getting some self-awareness. Looking in your eyes, you're not ready. You're not ready to grow. You're not ready to change. You're not ready to grow up. You're not ready to take control of yourself. I'm going to say something. You know what I think? I'm not being rude saying this. I think you have some unresolved daddy issues. Like you are looking for some strong, take control male figure. Maybe you were lacking that growing up, and there's a part of you still looking for that because you want to give all the you're weird. You want to give the control to somebody, but at the same time you don't want them to have complete control. You want to be able to take it back when you want to. You're a control freak that when it comes to certain things, when it comes to responsibilities, you want someone else to have the control, but yet you want to maintain control over the person you give control to. It don't work like that, girl. It don't. Prove you're a boss bitch. Take control of your life. Doggone it, woman. You're almost 40 years old. When are you going to grow up?
mm, yeah, you're right, Sherry. Exactly. Yeah, he wants the best for me. um, do you think if you could go after new works, what I mean? Does that mean Dee Dee could go after you? You just kind of heard. No, because she did the same, and I don't do it continually. Like FFG literally has an entire 2 channels dedicated to, like, there's nothing positive that comes out of her content.
You know what, Chantal? You know what served you well? Stop pocket watching and stop coveting what other people have and what other people are doing. It would serve you well to stop doing that. Stop having your nose up other people's behinds, smelling their farts, seeing if they do fart. Stop it. Just cut it out. You're on your channel. You're making whatever money from your channel. Be happy with that. Be satisfied. The money you're making, whatever it is, you can do a lot with it. You probably need a lot less money if you cut out all the losers that you're supporting. Tell Peace to go get a job. Tell Dee and Natter to go get a job. Make Solid go work. You'll need a lot less money if you take people off your payroll. Stop paying these actors in the Chantal play. Make them work for it. They need to go earn a living and use that money to take care of yourself.
Content about me at all. It's not even constructive. It's just like making fun of my religion, which is also like,
No, I'm going to correct you right there. Nobody is making fun of your faith. Nobody is making fun of you being a Muslim. There's nothing wrong with being a Muslim. There's nothing wrong with the Muslim faith. Everybody has a problem with you exploiting it and mocking it. With you being a newly reverted Muslim woman, and clearly you don't care about the Muslim faith enough to be respectful. You're not respectful. You get on camera cursing and acting gross and eating food you shouldn't eat and gossiping and being hateful. Everybody cares about that. Nobody, absolutely no one, has a problem with the Muslim faith except you. You have a problem with it because you're not really living in the truth of that faith. You're exploiting the crap out of it. It's just another costume to you. That is what we have a problem with.
um, kind of considered like a hate crime. Um, so there's a lot of things that she does that apparently are not, I don't know what you would call it, but anyways, I'm just like tired of all these people.
Then stop paying attention to us. Stay on your channel, do your thing. If you don't like it, don't look and don't listen. Simple. Simple.
Wow, you're stupid. Are you speaking for yourself? Because your comment is ridiculous. You can't be healthy at any weight. You can also be very healthy, unhealthy when you're thin, Arya.
This is true. I will give her that. You can be unhealthy or unhealthy at any weight. There are people that are smaller that are unhealthy. There are people that are bigger that are unhealthy. So it's not defined by the amount of pounds. But Chantal, you're basically about 500 pounds, maybe more. Clearly, you're not healthy. You walk for 2 minutes and you're breathing heavy. You're breathing heavy just standing up. So your body is struggling. You can't walk up and down a flight of stairs without being out of breath. This is a bad indicator that your body is struggling. You need to help it out.
I know a lot of unhealthy, thin people. And no, obesity is not healthy, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't love yourself while you're working.
If you don't love yourself, misusing a million filters, obviously you don't love yourself because you disguise how you look constantly. You're ashamed. You are ashamed.
On yourself, right? Miriam Juana, yeah, that was funny. Can I be a mod? No. Me too, Sherry. I love them. Searching Spirit. Welcome to Very Important Beezer, Searching Spirit. Thank you. Ready, set, be.
Here we go. Here's a good question. Trolls say you opened your OnlyFans back up. She did. She did. Her OnlyFans, he was on her OnlyFans 2 days ago. I saw the clips on Twitter. Not saying I saw her OnlyFans, but I saw proof. She was on her OnlyFans 2 days ago. So what's up with that, Chantal? You being a newly reverted Muslim woman and you got an OnlyFans, girl. Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that? You're a Muslim woman and you opened up your OnlyFans. Can we talk about it?
Please. Thank you. Hi, welcome.
Isn't OnlyFans for a newly reverted Muslim woman haram? I think it is.
How many part? Okay, so he's 29, I'm 38, so like 9 years. But how's the weather, my northern friend? Ohio is looking cold but sunny. Any day with no gray skies makes my day. Hi, Sam. Ohio. You guys have so much chemistry. I mean, we cannot Chris.
No, they don't. They don't have chemistry. Listen, I'm not being mean, but if they had amazing chemistry, if Sala and Chantal had amazing chemistry and they were so madly, passionately in love, why did she have to send him $9,000? The same question could be given to Nader. If he loved her so much, if they had amazing chemistry, why did she pay him thousands? Do y'all see the pattern? Every guy that she gets around, she gives money to. Why does she give the money if she's such a wonderful, desirable person? I would think that if a man is around a woman or if a woman is around a man and there's amazing chemistry, you don't have to pay them to be around you, do you? No, they want to be around you for free because they're enjoying themselves. But every man, every male she gets close to, she's got to pay for them to be there. And if part of the reason for that is because she's so gross and so disgusting and so unacceptable, why wouldn't she make that as motivation to improve herself so that she can be around a guy who really does care about her versus staying the way she is and being so nasty that guys literally look at her and say, "Hey, you want me to hang out with you? You have to pay me, girl, because I ain't doing this for free."
Jenner, she does kind of remind me of Chris.
You know, Chantal, just some advice, woman to woman, girlfriend, if you just used a bar of soap and some water and took a shower every day, a bar of soap, I'm sure, is a lot cheaper than paying 9 grand to somebody just because you don't use any soap or body wash. Do you understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. You're looking for ways to save money, learn to take a shower. A shower is a lot cheaper than not taking a shower and the guy looking at you and saying, "Hey, I want some hazard pay here." You are basically biohazard walking. I don't want anything to do with that. You got to pay me to put up with the stench and the scents coming from you. Learn to wash yourself, Chantal. A bar of soap and a wash rag and a toothbrush and some toothpaste, I'm sure will cost you what, all of $5 compared to $9,000 for Sala and about 30 or 40 grand for Natter. You know what I mean? Learn to go to that aisle in the drugstore or the grocery store where the body washes and the bar of soaps are and pick up some and use them.
That's too bad. Did she seriously lose her channel? That's not cool, in my opinion. You know, like, I don't think people should lose their channels unless they do something very serious. Is Sala more family to you than Pete? Well, of course, he's my husband. He's my husband. And for me, I know people say you don't need a man to complete you.
No,
No, but I like a man. I want my man in my life. Like,
yeah, you know why she wants a man in her life? Because she is of the mindset. She Chantal wants to feel superior to single women. She wants to be able to say, "I'm married. I'm above all of you single women. I'm married." Guess what, Chantal? I've been married twice. And take this from a woman who's been married twice. Marriage ain't a marriage unless both people are committed to it and they're working on it and they love each other. If you have two people that are not in love, not into each other, not connected, it ain't a marriage. It's just a union on paper. That's it. You're wearing rings that mean nothing. There's no meaning behind the rings except to just show off to other people, which is what you've been doing. So I would rather be single and honestly single than be around someone that I know that's not the one. Been there. It sucks. Marriage is hell if you're not really married. Do you understand? Laying next to bed to somebody that you know you're not in their heart and you feel that and you know that, it sucks. I'd rather be single.
I want that partnership. That's something I really want. And
Ah, so you want a partner. Well, guess what? They ain't your partner if they're not into you. You know, like how can you be part of a team if your teammate is running to the other side of the football field and they don't want nothing to do with you? That ain't your partner.
you know, that's what I want right now. And forever.
She's afraid of being alone. That's pretty much it. She doesn't want to be alone. She doesn't know how to be alone. She can't even be alone with herself. That's why she's always got her camera on. That's exactly why. She doesn't know how to be alone. And being alone is a gift. It really is. You have to learn how to love yourself and take care of yourself and be with yourself before you're with another person.
Inshallah. It is it's not uncommon. It's less common than maybe the older days, but there Muslim men are allowed to have up to 4 wives.
Yeah, but I just can't see that flying with you. You're too insecure and jealous. I just can't see you being okay if Salah wants to have 2 or 3 more wives. Oh, no, that's not gonna fly in Chantal's world. You want to be the only one.
But there's like conditions. He has to be able to provide for them in every way. Both the wives cannot live in the same house,
Right?
and I heard the first wife has to agree to it, or she can divorce him, but I'm not sure. But no polygamy being for me, no.
She would not be okay with that arrangement. She needs constant attention. I mean, look at her in the situation with Nader and Didi. She couldn't deal with Nader hanging out with Didi. She lost her mind. Can you imagine her and Salah? And if he had other wives, she would go bananas.
Mm-mm. It's not as common as you would think. No, I don't know anyone. I didn't meet anyone with 2 wives. So one wife is very very demanding. I forgot to pray. No, I'm gonna go. I have up until a certain time.
Yeah, well, before you do your wudu, you might want to go take a nice shower, bathe yourself, and take off all your makeup. You got to be completely clean before your prayer.
I did my true prayers already today.
No, you didn't. And if you did them wrong because what's up with that makeup, girl? Did you put on the makeup afterward? Because you shouldn't have that makeup on for your prayer.
Is Pete's having hot chicken? I know, puppy. Do women pray with other women, or is that just men? Yeah, Jag. The mosque is divided like women and men, so the women can pray with each other. And no, the cats don't eat halal crime, but
Hold on a minute. I
I think
missed.
it's best for them. There are people who will really.
Oh, by the way, and I don't know if I missed the part already, but she has said that BBJ peed on her abayas. Well, maybe the reason why BBJ peed on your abayas is because the litter boxes might not have been clean. The only time that a cat will go outside of its litter box is for one of a few reasons. One, they're sick. We know that BBJ's been sick. Two, stress. Three, the litter boxes are dirty. So I can't get mad at BBJ if she peed on the abayas for that reason.
really gladly take care of them in the ways they need. You know, people with a lot.
You know what? I'm done here. We've heard enough. It's been 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and post this react to my channel and see what else is going on in Chantalverse. So I hope everyone has enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And for those people that might be curious why I've changed my intros about the music and whatnot, the song that I was using, it is now being copyright claimed, so I can't use it anymore. So if you like the song, sorry about that, but I have to redo all my intros now. So thank you very much for watching, and please everyone have a most pleasant evening. I do wish you well, and have a good one, like I said. Bye-bye.